Hey there. Through my friend Alexandra, I was sort of approached by a company, and the idea was whether I wanted to review their pen. And I said, sure. So we're talking about Top Drawer Shop, and they sent me this pen. It's a pocket pen. It's brass, but if brass is not your thing, don't turn off the video straight away, because these also come in acrylics and there are different materials. There's raw aluminum, so there's different options. I just happen to have the brass. Here it is. Very interesting pen, pocket pen, really kind of industrial design, meant to be carried, that sort of stuff. So if you are sort of in that EDC community, you may really enjoy this. If you like brass, you may really enjoy this. Very interesting little pen. Definitely a pocket pen. It's on the smaller end of things. The brass, of course, being brass, it's quite heavy. I will cover the parts of the pen. I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. I will do a writing sample, not in that order. Sometimes I still revert to the original video order, but that doesn't matter, does it? Let's get started. Oh, and of course, a very kind thank you for sending me the pen. Okay, so here we go with this Kolo Tino pen. I'm going to give you a little bit of background just to make it a little bit more visually appealing. I'll put the pen down, I'll talk about it, then I'll go over all the parts. It was designed by Tino Valentinic and Michael Bałkowicz. They are Australian industrial designers. It's precision machined in Austria and the Czech Republic, so that checks out. No? Okay. There are a lot of materials available. That includes brass, which is this, but then also aluminum and specific Italian resins. They look quite pretty too. It's really kind of a 20th century Art Deco type design. It has a German nib made by Schmidt, they're number 5. The price I've found to vary a bit. The MSRP is $150. There were a couple of acrylics that were more expensive. And again, this came to me through Top Drawer Shop, so that's who sent it to me. Let's cover the parts of the pen, but before we do that, let's have a look at the box. It is a smaller pen. I'll show you it next to a Pilot Metropolitan in just a sec. It has a very cute, simple cardboard box, this is the raw brass, which I quite like. I do enjoy a brass pen once in a while. In the box is the pen, a cartridge, and this feels like a sort of a canvas type pen case, which I think is quite nice. Maybe shouldn't carry it nipped down, but just for easy convenience, you can put that in. Fits very nicely and snugly. I think it's a really nice little case. And here we have the pen. I will show it to you next to a Pilot Metropolitan, so clearly a pocket pen. It's meant to be a pocket pen to be carried around. Again, you get that case with it, but you could slip it in your pocket too. Smaller pen, but quite nice. You see it's about the same girth as the Metropolitan, but obviously shorter. I will try to zoom in a bit, and I'm paying close attention because the last videos I was kind of like half out of view. I'm very sorry. I'll do better. Raw brass, quite nice. On top of the pen we have this rounded off end, which is a bit torpedo-like to me, and then you have this triangular profile. The camera, I think, struggles a bit with focusing on it. Maybe if it's a little bit farther away. Yeah, so triangular profile. These flat facets make it lie down very, very smoothly and solidly on your desk. It will not roll anywhere. I mean, it can roll, but I mean, it's not going to roll off. It's very solid. Then we have the barrel. It says Kolo on one end. Here we have diagonal notches. You see diagonal notches on that facet as well. And then on the, what I consider the bottom, you have 4 they're either horizontal or they're vertical notches depending on your orientation of the pen. And then here we have the turning knob to adjust the vibration speed. This, for the record, serves no function. It just allows you to post the pen, and that's quite useful. I'll show you why in just a moment. The cap pops off, And then we have, I'll just put it down so it's not waving around, and I'll use my pointy device. We have the section, and then we have quite a step down. I'll try to show you this so you can actually see it's quite a step down. Now what I would like to point out is the design in my mind is really quite nice. I don't know how well you can see it, but these facets actually have beveled edges. So these are not sharp pointy corners, they're actually beveled at an edge, because that's what a bevel is, isn't it? So even if you choose to hold the pen a little higher, you don't feel any sharpness. These, I mean, pointy bits, I can feel them a little bit, but even they are quite nicely rounded off. So it is not a very cheap pen, but the eye for detail is really quite good, and I found that quite impressive. Then we have a section. Section is quite skinny, just tapers down. And then we have the number 5 Schmidt nib. As far as I could see, they only come in mediums, but maybe that will change in the future. Or maybe I was wrong, that's just the only ones I could find. Just a Schmidt nib. The barrel unscrews, and then revealed is a cartridge. Came with the pen. It's I think it came with the pen at least. Black cartridge. Quite nice. One of the things that I really like about brass is it's so heavy, so screwing the barrel back on, it can be a single simple, okay, now it wasn't a single motion. I've done it where it was a single motion. Can't do it anymore. It's fine. Small pen. I cannot use this unposted, so for me this really requires posting, and again that nub at the end will allow you to post quite comfortably. The section is a bit skinny for me, but I'll zoom out a little bit so you can actually see the size of the pen. But even if you hold a little bit more highly with that beveled edge, it's really quite comfortable. And I find that triangle, I've had this discussion in, say, OMAS 360, etc. I find triangular sections really comfortable. So here, very comfortable to hold, works very well, really quite nice. So I quite enjoy that. Why don't we have a look, I'm sorry for the noise, at how the pen writes. So we have here the Kolo Tino. This is a medium steel nib, and it happens to be a Kaweco black cartridge. I found it to be a very pleasant writer. You may hear some feedback. That's just because I'm writing on the back of this somewhat, I don't know, plasticky cover. It's actually a really smooth writer. I found it really pleasant. Bit of fast writing, which is a little difficult given how heavy the pen is. I forgot to weigh it, but I'll put the weight on the website. Feed keeps up really nicely. I haven't really had it run dry. It's a nicely tuned nib, nice and wet, but not being an excessive gusher, just a really nicely tuned nib. Line variation, naturally, there doesn't seem to be much. It's not a flex nib, so be very, very careful. You can squeeze out a bit of variation, but again, it's not advertised as a flex nib, so do this very carefully, do it at your own risk. Reverse writing, I don't know what that was. For those who enjoy it, you get something very, very fine, but as you can see, it runs dry pretty quickly, so that's not really successful. Fun pen, interesting pen. Let's discuss some likes and dislikes. What do I like and what do I not like about the Kolo Tino? A couple of things I really like. It's a fun design. The triangular profile with its slightly rounded shapes near the end, I think works pretty well. I like that it has flat facets because it does not have a clip. You put it on a desk, it doesn't roll away. I really appreciate that because I have seen some pocket pens that are completely round. For that matter, any pens that are round, they can roll off your desk. It's problematic because now they're on the floor. If they're not capped, they're splattered ink, they may break. It's a disaster. The life of a fountain pen user is not an easy one. So I like that, especially with the brass. That's solid. It will not roll anywhere. Nice writer. Unbranded Schmidt nib, I'll come back to that, but it's a smooth writer, nice ink flow. I like it. The brass, the brass aspect of it means it's heavy and solid, and that's not for everyone. But again, you can get this model in acrylics, you can get it in raw aluminum or aluminium, as we say. So you can fit a material that works for you. I quite like the brass, but it's certainly very solid, and that's not for everyone, that weight. Now the downside of brass, kind of slipping into likes and dislikes here. I smell it. I just rubbed it. Yeah, your hands will smell a bit like brass. Some people really hate that. One of my dear friends tastes the metal. I'm serious. Tastes the metal when there is a metal section. Some people have that kind of reaction, and obviously this is not for you. But again, acrylic, right? Final thing I will say in ways of likes is I like it's a complete package. So you get a cartridge with it. You get a little sleeve with it, which is nice in your pocket, so it's a little bit protected. I mean, I think kind of the fun of the brass and the aluminum is it'll develop scuffs and little micro scratches. That's part of the entertainment. But some people want to keep things pristine. Then a little sleeve is very helpful, and also it is a little less likely to get accidentally uncapped. Now, it's a solid snap cap, so I really don't think that'll happen, but there you are. Things I don't like so much. I will start off with a sort of subjective thing, and then we'll get into what I think is a bit more objective. The section to me is thin. It's quite a step down from the barrel, and I find it to get to the point where I don't find it very comfortable to hold. That's me though. I cannot use this pen unposted. If you have smaller hands, you probably would be able to, and then the thinner section may not be an issue either. So this is kind of subjective to me. Once posted, no issue, really quite comfortable. And because it is a bit longer unposted, I've even found that if I just hold the barrel there, I have no issue writing with it. It's still a good angle, and then I don't deal with that thinner section. Even if I kind of put my fingers where section and the rest of the barrel meet, it's still pretty comfortable. It's quite a step down. It's not super sharp. They have done a nice job in putting a little bit of a beveled edge on that step down, so it's not sharp and you can hold it there, no issue either. Okay, one more subjective thing. Relatively speaking, I find this on the expensive end, $150, unbranded number 5 Schmidt nib. It's well-made pen, and you get to this sort of bracket of these are kind of smaller batch pens, because I found a lot of finishes are already sold out, so I don't know if they're just doing small batches. That will contribute to the price, no matter how you feel about that, but that will contribute to it. It's not the kind of pen where they make 1,000 a day, so I get that. I still find it relatively expensive, also given that it's a smaller pen. That is offset a little bit by, again, you get a sleeve and it's very well made. It's clearly well designed. Like I said, the sort of beveled edges on the step down, that it's good eye for detail. So the design is 100% there in my mind. The final thing I will say is it's too small for a converter. So you could use, and I haven't tried it, but I'm going to go with, you can almost certainly use one of those Kaweco fold-away converters. I've reviewed them at some point. They're basically the size of a standard short international cartridge, so you can probably do that. But if you want to use bottled ink, that's what you have. It's the barrel is simply too short. I'll try to show you. Barrel is simply too short to put in a converter. It just won't work, right? So that's something to keep in mind if you really like using bottled ink. Then again, it's kind of meant to be portable. Pocket pen, carry a spare cartridge, I don't know where. Maybe in that tiny pocket in jeans. Maybe that's the spare cartridge pocket, now that we know. No, it's for watches. I know that. I make a joke. Okay, that's it. So, thank you for sending me this. I appreciate it. Really cool design. For the lovers of brass, the EDC community, I think you really appreciate this. Really pleasant writer. I like it. So, there you have it. I hope this was useful. I'm glad to see you later. Bye.